Hello, chat. I am here, and for some reason my chat is still down here. There we go. I wanted that sitting higher. I thought I changed that. Anyway, ignoring that because I'm sure going to try to. It's hot, and I wasn't really planning on actually doing a stream today. It's not one of my scheduled days, and I know my schedule doesn't really mean much at the moment because, like, my schedule is for 3 days a week. This is my second in about a month. Although, to be fair, I did do at least one stream this week, which is, for me, progress. Trying to get it back into a habit. So if we can get this habit going, then we can have a schedule. Again, provided I don't get, exhausted or tired or, mentally broken, because all of those are possibilities. So I just, I looked like a Southern dame just then. Oh my, I got the papers. Anyway, that's it's hot, as I mentioned. I'll probably mention it a few times. I'm pretty sure I even put it in my stream title, because if you haven't guessed already from the accent, I am Australian and I live in Australia. And right now it is about 7:45 at night, and it is about 35 degrees Celsius, which is annoyingly hot and very uncomfortable. And I have air conditioning, but the air conditioning does not reach the room that I stream from, which is unfortunate. I really should figure out a way to move them, but I like this room. It's a nice room. I don't want to move this room. Screw that. I'm not moving this room. Someone's just going to have to deal with that. But I've got air conditioning, so it could be worse. I know there's a lot of people who don't. I've been spending a lot of time in the room where that air conditioning is based out of, so that I can get some cooling throughout the day. So I'll take what I can get. Unfortunately, it does mean that my computer, it gets a bit warm very quickly at the moment. And I don't know if you know this, but computers don't like getting too hot. And so if I let it get too hot, it might die. I had originally planned to, well, if you were here on Monday, I know there were a couple of people here. If you're here today, thank you. If not, I'll see you another time, I'm sure. Then I was playing Mass Effect. I don't think I can play Mass Effect in this temperature because this computer is 5 years old. It can run Mass Effect or it can stream. In this heat, I don't think it can do both, and I'd prefer not to kill it with Mass Effect. So we're taking it a little bit easier on today's stream. Well, for the computer at least. It still has to stream. So I just had to make sure that I was actually audible just then, because I don't know if there's anyone currently watching. Let me know if there's any audio issues, if I'm too loud, if the music's too loud, or vice versa. If either of those are too quiet, let me know, because, I want it to be a pleasant experience for everybody. And I can't really do that if I don't get feedback. So fingers crossed, it's good. I'm still very much a baby streamer, so a lot of the aspects of my stream are a little bit scuffed. I'm working on it. So it'll get better over time. And that's also one of those things where the amount that I will put in, the amount of energy and effort I will put into it is directly proportional to my audience. The more interest I get from people coming in to watch me, the more likely I am to be able to invest that time into making this stream better. Like I still want the stream to be good. Don't get me wrong. I've got a second camera up there. I need to figure out a use for that. I kind of have a plan for it. It's not a specific plan. It's just kind of sitting there at the moment. And so I can't really, it's not really relevant right now, because right now it's just, I just had to make sure there wasn't anything incriminating on my floor. Right now, it looks like this. So there's nothing incriminating that I can see. Anyway, back to the one with good lighting. So I have plans for that one. And with that one, at least, my plans are, there's a couple of different ones. One, I don't know if you can see over there, I have a Gundam. That Gundam at some point has to be built. And I tend to be more likely to actually build it if I have incentive. And an audience is an incentive. So we'll see if that'll work. So I've got that one. And I have proof that that works, because behind that bunny up there and next to the Kuromi, I am too hot. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It is also literally the case in that I am kind of melting a little bit. I'm in Australia right now. It is 35 degrees and very hot. So I'm taking it a little bit easier on this stream to kind of hopefully savor the lifespan of my computer, because it does not have an overly fancy cooling system to it, and I am hoping to not have it die because I couldn't resist the urge to stream. I managed to push through the anxiety of streaming to actually press the go live button, which is a big thing for me, because like I'm hoping to get more into a schedule, but I've only recently restarted things, and so it's going to take some time to get back into the swing of things. So we'll hopefully that'll work. And anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate the first time chat, Dr. Love. It's always good to have a good time. Well, it is good to have a good time, but it's also good to have a good. Hey, yeah, I'm killing it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Does not feel like it. It feels like I'm floundering, but that is pretty common for me. Again, the anxiety is good at making me overthink things. Thank you. I appreciate that. At this rate, my plan for today, I do have a plan, as unlikely as it seems at this very second in time. So I have a couple of ideas. I can just yap and chat and that sort of thing, and that's fine. I'll probably end up doing a bit of that anyway. But I have seen some streams of late from other streamers, and it inspired me to do, well, at least one of these ideas, which is a Never Have I Ever stream. And what I mean by that is I've gone to several different websites that contain lists of Never Have I Ever, because I've never really been invited to parties, so I've never really been able to play Never Have I Ever with people. So now I'm playing it with everybody else. And as I am still a baby streamer, I do not have any particularly fancy setup for it. So we are pretty much just going to be using this particular method, which is still good, depending on what those questions come up with. I may need to potentially go and get something too, because I know when you're doing Never Have I Ever streams, you generally want to have some sort of drink with it. And I do have this one. This is my Gamer Sups. It is an option. I do also have another option, which is a slightly more alcoholized option. It's probably not the best thing to be doing, to be drinking spirits in very, very high temperatures, but I'm probably going to do it anyway. So, because, you know, it's going to be fun for me, and hopefully for anybody watching, and anybody watching who may want to join in, they can join in however they want. I will be using some sort of beverage. I can't necessarily condone other people doing so. I'm pretty sure it's against TOS for me to condone people doing that. Sorry, it's very hot and I am sweating a lot, even with, this is basically all I'm wearing, and even then I'm still melting. But yes, so if anyone is currently watching and wanting to play along, they can do so with me. If anyone has any ideas for what they would, for any Never Have I Ever questions, as long as it's not doxing or overly like weird. I don't know. Weird's probably not the right word for it. Then, you know, we'll play along with that as well. And advantage of this particular game is that it does mean that for anyone that sticks around, I have plans when I eventually work my way up to affiliate or so on, that one of my redeems will be a sort of story time or like personal trivia redeem. And with a stream such as this, with the Never Have I Ever, that is a good opportunity for people to find out some of that information before it becomes a redeem. So lucky you. Or, well, depending on what the questions are. Some may get more of a story time than others. That really kind of just depends on that matter, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to try and keep it exciting. If the questions get too boring, I'm going to try and switch it up. At least that is the plan. I don't know how long this stream is going to go until either I melt or my computer melts, one of the two. And either is very possible at this particular point in time. So I'll play that. My other option, which I had kind of wanted to play, I did mention earlier on my previous stream, I was playing some Mass Effect, but with the temperature being what it is, my computer cannot handle Mass Effect and streaming. So I've got a couple of sort of indie-ish horror games that I can potentially play that are not overly intensive on the computer. So those might also work as potential options for later as well. Again, depending on how long this stream goes for. I have not planned this in any way, shape, or form, so I have no idea how long I'm going to go for. Could be 2 hours, could be 5 hours. Probably not going to be 5 hours, but you never know. It might be. It's the luck of the draw, I suppose. So we've got a couple of different ideas for this stream, so we'll see how it goes. Because I'm going to hopefully be entertaining. That is ultimately the plan of streaming, is to be entertaining. If I can do that, that's great. I don't know how funny I am. I'm too autistic to know how funny I am a lot of the time. I usually find out if I'm being funny from everybody else's reactions. Anytime I intentionally try to be funny, it fails spectacularly. But if I am not trying to be funny and I'm just rambling, usually, eventually I'll say something that makes other people laugh. So hopefully I can do that here. Because Lord knows it's kind of important thing for this kind of field to be able to ramble and make people laugh in the meantime, hopefully, because, you know, eventually I would like to go full-time with this, but I kind of need to be able to build myself up a little bit, and we'll get there. It's a slow burn. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not expecting miracles, and probably, in fact, it's probably better I don't get miracles at this rate, because I don't know how good I'd be able to jump straight in from like the handful of viewers that I've been getting each stream, which, don't get me wrong, I'm very appreciative of the people that drop into my stream. They don't have to be here, but you chose to, and hopefully you're enjoying it. But I don't know if I have the skills just yet to jump up from that to, like, you know, 100-person raid. That's a lot of people, and I'm not used to speaking to that many people at once. I've worked with, like, I do a lot of people-facing work in my day-to-day life, but that's generally, yeah, only a handful of people at a time. It's probably pushing it, going up to like 30 at this rate. Like, I've spoken to groups of people before. I can usually bullshit my way through something until I can make it work. So that is my plan here. I will keep bullshitting it until I make it work. That is like the goal. I'm gonna make like a stream motto for that, or so. I'm gonna make some artwork or something for that that says I will bullshit it until it works. I really should write that down. That's all right. I'm recording this. I can write it down later, because I mean, I have to rewatch these things to make sure that I'm actually that the tech is actually working, because I can't guarantee that it will stay working. Luckily, my stream is fairly bare bones at the moment. I've got my camera, I've got my chat, I've got some music, as you can probably hear, unless you're watching it on the VOD, because the VOD can't hear it. Sorry, VOD watchers. Or in this case, that's probably going to be me, but still, VOD watchers, sorry about that. But there is music playing. I mean, I think it just stopped playing just now. But there is going to be more music playing coming soon. But I've got that. I've got a couple of very basic alerts that I've made up. And that is a wild transition of music. I've got a stream playlist that I've put together, and it's currently set to shuffle, and it's just gone from like techno house music to jazz. So, well, yeah, that is a wild transition. So we'll do that. But I've been yapping for about 20 minutes, give or take. So I think we might soon jump into, in like a minute, because I'm not entirely prepared for reasons that are my own, that I've got, I need my beverage to never have I ever it with, because, you know, I might need to have a drink or two throughout this game, depending on what comes up. I've got one list which is a static list, and I've got one list which is an interactive list, and I don't know how good the interactive list is going to be. So hopefully it's an exciting list, or otherwise I'm going to have to keep looking, and I'm not prepared for that. This is an improvised stream. So we have got that at the very least. But I need to quickly go and grab a beverage. Like I said, I've got my gamer subs, but at the same time, I'm thinking I might have something slightly more spirituous for the purposes of this particular game. Not that I'm endorsing not that I'm endorsing drinking Twitch. It's just gonna be me, and it's my game, and it's gonna be all good. Don't worry about it. If anybody asks, it's strawberry milk. So I'm gonna go get my strawberry milk for the stream, and I will be right back. I'm back with my glass because I like my strawberry milk on the rocks. And so we know. Which is also legitimately kind of probably not a bad idea, given that it is stupidly hot right now. Like, I know it's hotter in other places in Australia, but I'm a dainty little princess, and I don't particularly care it to be hot at all. And I don't really have a lot of control over that, unfortunately. All I can control is my own house, and okay, well, hello, first time chatter. Also rude. My name is Ryle. I am an Australian non-binary variety streamer. I hope that answers your question. At this very moment in time, we are also about to play a little bit of a game of Never Have I Ever. Or at least I am. Anyway. You guys can join along if you like. You don't have to, but I'm gonna. Okie dokie. So, see, now that's just, that's a little bit rude. Russian roulette with 6 bullets loaded. The other option is I can just do this. Sorry about that. But I consider this to be a friendly and welcoming place. And that's not particularly friendly or welcoming now, is it? So, cheers to my first ban. Anyway, be more like Dr. Love 69. He was very friendly. Well, I don't want to assume, but they were a very friendly chatter. Be more like them. But in the meantime, we're going to play some games. But yeah, so to start, for anyone who is not familiar with the game of Never Have I Ever, which does kind of include me as well, because I have never actually played Never Have I Ever before, especially as like the host of a Never Have I Ever. And so in this case, oh, I just realized I might need that. I might need a chat window. So other people can join in potentially. Let me just fix that. There we go. All good. Brilliant. So we have Never Have I Ever. My understanding with this game is that, I mean, I'm letting the game pick for me in terms of what the options are, but for people who do not, or like, if you weren't playing in along like this, my understanding is that the person asking the question, Never Have I Ever, says something that they have ever, and if other people have not, then they don't drink, and if they have, they do drink. In this case, the computer is choosing what have I ever. So if it has, I drink. If it doesn't, I don't drink. But in that case, then, you know, we keep playing, and eventually I will make my way through some of my drinks, and we might even get some free story times out of it. You never know. Like I was saying before, my plan, once I get to affiliate, I've got some ideas for redeems. One of those redeems was going to be for the, you know, personal trivia or fun facts or story time, whatever. I haven't decided what I want to call it. But that's going to be a redeem later on. But now, if you're watching this particular VOD, or watching it live even, if you are watching it live, again, thank you, then you might get some of those story times for free. Isn't that exciting? So, we start with this. I'm not going to change the category because I don't know if there is a category to change this to. I don't know if Never Have I Ever has a category. I'm not going to worry about changing it. I'm just going to stick to just chatting because I'm probably just going to keep chatting throughout this whole time. So, in the meantime, wow, my computer screen is very busy right now. Let me just minimize that one. Thank you. There we go. So, first question. Never have I ever slipped someone my phone number. I honestly don't know. So here's the other fun thing about me. This one is it's kind of a trivia that may come in handy, in that I've had PTSD for a while now, and with that has created several memory issues. Is probably the best way to describe that. Oh, I don't know why. I think I'm just thirsty as well, which doesn't help. But so prior to like this last year, I don't remember a lot of things, but I'm hoping actually, now that I think of it, that playing this game might spark some memories. If I'm really lucky, it'll spark some memories and I'll go, oh, hey, free therapy. Yay for me. But we'll have to wait and see if that actually works. I have a feeling I have not slipped someone my phone number. I know that's not very exciting, but we're going to keep moving on. I don't think I've slipped anyone my phone number. If I have, I don't remember it because it probably didn't go well. If it went really badly, I would remember it because my brain's really good at remembering trauma. It's really helpful. Really good things and really bad things, my brain is particularly good at remembering. The things in the middle, I can come and go. Never have I been trapped in an elevator. I mean, I guess that depends on your definition of trapped. I've been stuck in an elevator, but that was just because of like glitching for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to say yes, but it's just like a tentative yes, because I think I was staying at a hotel and there was like a brownout. I don't know if that's a common term, but it's like a micro blackout that kind of caused a little bit of a glitch in the elevator. But not enough that I would consider it to be like trapped in an elevator. So kind of. Have I never ever been to Disney World? No. That would require me to have gone to America or Japan or some place like that. And again, I live in Australia. That sort of travel is expensive. I have not done that. I have never been to Disney World. I kind of don't know if I actually want to because it seems really expensive. And I don't have a lot of money at the moment. I kind of did an impulse trip to London last year to see some friends, and I'm going to be paying that one off for a while because that was not a planned trip. My credit card saw a lot of use, and it's kind of been paying that back ever since. Okay, again, I drunk, but I didn't mean to. It's just because it's nearby. Okay, what I need to do. I need to have my gamer subs nearby because if I need to drink something, the gamer subs is like not official. The gamer subs is not an official drink. Only the strawberry milk, which does not contain tequila at all. That's the official drink. Gamer subs is just to quench my thirst. Next question. Never have I ever played video games all day. Come on, look at me. Of course I have. Oh, see, now I have the other problem. Okay. I have played several games, several days in a row, depending on my day. Most of that big time gameplay was probably something either along the lines of Skyrim or Cyberpunk, I want to say. But I have been very much getting into a little puzzle game recently that it's very, very easy to just get. It's called Organizer. It is a, the name kind of is indicative of what it is. It is a puzzle game where you have to be the controller of a swingers party is probably the best way to put it. It's a very cute game, but it's very much kind of a case of just one more level, or I just got to replay that one more time and then we're all good. So I've definitely spent quite a few hours at a time playing that, but I guess for the purposes of this one, playing video games all day, Cyberpunk and Skyrim have sunk many hours into that. Never have I ever smuggled something into another country. Well, no, smuggling has connotations. And, you know, with that, it's, smuggling has certain connotations, which I don't necessarily agree with for the purposes here, in that I have brought stuff for people to another country, but it was all above board. It went through customs. Customs approved it. It was fine. They don't have to worry about it. And you know, it was fine. I'm gonna say no to that because I was not smuggling it. It was brought legally. Although that was probably not the best story to have segued from, but there is a form when you're entering Australia, which is it talks about it's kind of like the check-in form to make sure that if there is anything that you need to claim for the purposes of, you know, border patrol and that sort of thing, they've got like you use this little form that you get on the plane, and you fill that out, and customs has a look and goes, okay, cool, that's all good, or hey, what are you doing? But one of the things that has on that list is they need more choices for it, because one of the tick boxes basically says, are you bringing in, what is it? Are you bringing in illegal firearms, multiple medications, or illegal pornography? And when I saw that, I was like, that is a very different things. Like, yes, technically I do need to tick that box because I am bringing in one of those things. Was it the illegal firearms? No. Was it the illegal pornography? No. It was the medication, because as you probably can tell from all of this, I am on a few different medications, and I did not feel overly comfortable having to tick the box that says, yes, I am bringing in either an illegal firearm, illegal pornography, or maybe some medications. But I had to tick it because otherwise it's a problem. But on the plus side, when I got to the other side where I had to present the form, they saw that one and they just went, it's just medication, right? And I went, yeah, it's just medication. They just went, okay, cool, off you go. They didn't verify anything. I could have brought in illegal firearms. I didn't, but I could have, because they just took me at my word, which I appreciate, because I got into the country at a stupidly annoying time in the morning, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that when I was barely awake. So to answer that question, no, I've brought stuff to other countries. I have not smuggled something into another country. I was going to bring some food to that other country while I was there, but the day that I left, well, as mentioned before, I went to England to see some friends, and so I don't have, I was going to bring them some food, but I didn't, because on the day that food involved chocolate. And the day that I left, there was a heat wave, much like there is now. And that chocolate would not have survived the trip. So unfortunately, my UK friends were not able to enjoy that chocolate. So unfortunately, I just had to describe it to them, and they got to live with that. Although I did have to enjoy the fact that I recently introduced some of my European friends to there is an Australian ice cream, and I was thinking of ice cream today due to the fact it is stupidly hot. And I had brought up in conversation, because it is a funny name, I brought up the conversation of the Australian ice cream called the Golden Gay Time. It is like a toffee and vanilla ice cream with like biscuit crumbs on the outside. It has been an Australian staple since like the 50s or something like that. But the name has unfortunate connotations these days, and the people who've made it have never really felt the need to change that. And I've always found that quite amusing. So I kind of brought that up to my friends in Europe and the UK to just go, hey, you want to hear a funny ice cream? And they all got a laugh because, again, it's a funny name. And then they had to look it up and they were like, oh shit, you're actually not lying. That is actually a legitimate ice cream. How about that? And I couldn't really do anything to send them any, again, because of that same reason. Who knows? Maybe they'll go to like an import shop and try some that way, because that's basically how I have to eat anything that I've ever had from the UK. I've had to order it from an import shop. It's really annoying. Probably the most annoying fact, however, is that there is a cider that I like. I don't like a lot of alcoholic beverages. There's a couple of ciders that I do like, and one of those is the Copperberg's brand cider. Now, I had a bottle of that when I was over in the UK, and it was really nice. And unfortunately, it was a flavor I was not familiar with, because it was one that wasn't in Australia. So I tried it. It was really good. It was the mango flavor of Copperberg cider. And then I discovered when I got home that that particular flavor is not available at all in Australia. There is not even like an import shop I can get it from, which is really fucking annoying, because that was a really good cider. And, you know, it was an advantage that it was a drink that I could actually drink, because I have a severe gluten allergy, and a lot of alcoholic beverages use some kind of gluten to, you know, ferment. And I, you know, can't have that unless I am willing to risk myself potentially dying, which is not great. I like not dying most of the time. You know, fun, sort of, generally. That's a weird way to word that. Anyway, but I really liked that cider, and unless I plan to, yeah, not dying is a nice bonus. Hello, Lizzie. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. We're playing a game of Never Have I Ever, and I got somehow talking about alcohol, and you actually missed my first ban. So isn't that exciting? Well, not my first ban, but my first person that I needed to ban. But they told me to kill myself, and that's not cool. So they got banned. But anyway, yeah, so that is, yes, it's been a very exciting half an hour. And so yes, I just realized that this screen has been stuck on smuggled into another country for a while. That's an awkward one to be stuck on. Yeah, they did seem they did seem a bit of a dick. So the first thing that they said was just like a little bit not cool, but I thought I'd give them a brief second chance, because the first one was just like, what are you? And I'm just like, okay, well, maybe they just don't speak English good. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But then they said, play Russian roulette with 6 bullets in it. I was like, okay, that's a bit much. Time to go. So yes, feel free to join in on the Never Have I Ever, not the Death Wishes. That would be a pretty crappy thing to join in on. But the Never Have I Ever, feel free to join in and play along if you like. I've got dressed up as a zombie for Halloween. I have actually done that. It wasn't particularly good. I will say that, because it was very improvised. Much like this stream, it was very improvised. I'll just see if I can actually load one up. Zombie Peter Pan, that actually sounds really interesting. I'm trying to visualize that. That actually sounds really interesting. So I'm gonna see if I can, no, not Twitch. I can go to Instagram, because I did save it on my, sorry about the flashbang. I do apologize for that. That was a little bit bright, and wow, this is okay. This is taking its sweet time. I'm just going to move you over here for now, and just going to do this for a second. So, okay, it's not going to load. So you may just have to take my word for it. But it was basically an attempt at costume makeup, special effects makeup, and it could have been better. It could have been worse. If you would like to check it out, my Instagram is saved on my about links on the thing, and I'm pretty sure it was one of my more recent ones. And you'll be able to tell which one it is by the fact that I look dead. And I hope I don't look dead in the rest of them. But that one I looked dead in. So that one was a bit of an attempt at costume makeup. And I actually did that one on Halloween night. So I was very much not prepared. It was kind of just a case of, what do I have in my makeup bag that I can turn into a look? And luckily, because I'd only really started with makeup like a couple of years ago, there's been a lot of experimentation in terms of what colors work for my face. And there was a particular color that I got that very much did not work for my face as like a natural look, but it looked really good if I want to make myself look half dead. So, silver lining to that initial experimentation with makeup is that it gave me some spares to work with for that. I don't remember if I had a drink for this. I'm going to have another one. Because I have dressed, well, I've made myself up as a zombie. I wouldn't necessarily say I dressed as a zombie. Listen to Justin Bieber. Well, I mean, I guess yeah, I don't actively listen to him, but I have listened to them because it's kind of one of those things that when Justin Bieber first came out, you kind of couldn't really avoid listening to them because they were basically everywhere. So I'm going to do it, but that's like a weird question to... It's like I can't really say no to it. So, yeah, yes, but not necessarily willingly. Yeah, there was, I mean, there was some, like, I'm not gonna lie, some of his music is actually good, but it was one of those ones where it was like, I was never I would never be what I considered an active fan of his. Like, I didn't necessarily dislike the music, but there was a period there where you could not hear him. Have I been in the hospital? Oh boy, that might need a few drinks on that one. I have been to the hospital many times for, I mean, if we're just talking emergency room, I have been to the emergency room many times. So this is a kind of an opportunity that, as I was saying when I first started playing this game, when I get around to being affiliate, one of the plans that I have for redeems is going to be a it's like a personal fun fact trivia story time sort of thing. I haven't decided on a name for it, but that's the general idea for it. And the advantage of a stream such as this before I become affiliate is that you get a lot of those stories for free. There is one story I will not be sharing until I get affiliate. That is one I did mention in a previous stream, but that is kind of... I will explain it more when I get to affiliate, but the gist of that particular story is bad things are happening and nobody knows why, but I'm still here, so that's, I guess, a win for that. But I can share some of the times I've been in the hospital for other reasons. I guess one of the main times that is not pertaining to that time is I had to be hospitalized with, we are assuming it was like a stomach virus of some description, because I was basically throwing up for like 24 hours. Nothing I ate or drank would stay down. I was bordering on like total dehydration. And when I called the ambulance, they had to basically give me a needle to make me not throw up enough that I could get to the hospital. And then I spent the next 18 hours on a drip where they basically tried to keep me hydrated and like fill me back up again. It wasn't overly fun. My priorities were probably a bit all over the place at that point because I have a cat. She's She doesn't seem to like it when I stream. She's been very quiet the last couple of times I've streamed. But I had the cat, and I was in the hospital in very rough shape. And when the doctors said, oh, we need to keep you here overnight so that we can get enough fluids back into your body, my first thought was, oh, but my cat needs to be fed and I don't know anyone where I live. The doctor kind of had to laugh at that because they were just like, yeah, you're probably, you need to make sure that you can like live long enough to get home and then you can feed the cat. And I was like, okay, well, I suppose they do have a bit of dry food, so that'll have to do in the meantime. So that's what we did instead. But that was not an overly fun visit to the hospital. I've also been to the hospital for like some other things that we don't actually know what the cause is of. It's bad English. The original. Exactly. I might die, but the cat needs food. The cat is more important than my survival. That was basically my thought process. And at the time, before the doctor was like, no, we need to get you alive so you can feed the cat. I was like, okay, fine. But it wasn't fun, but it's one of the few times that they've actually taken me to the emergency room and seen me immediately. Every other time, like, I've gone in there with what could be, for me, quite comfortably described as like 8 out of 10 level pain. And unfortunately, because I could not adequately describe the pain, I would be waiting about 3 to 4 hours before anybody looked at me. That was great. That was another thing that they've never been able to figure out what the cause is for that. Like at first they thought, because it was like pain in the lower regions, again, that was hitting to like 8 to 9 out of 10 level pain. And at first they thought, oh, maybe it was torsion. Then they did some scans. Nope, wasn't torsion. And then they thought, oh, maybe it's some fluid buildup. They did more scans. Oh, I can't see any fluid building up. Great. So when when that all went back to the doctor just went, yeah, we don't know what it is. Maybe just take some ibuprofen if you feel like it's coming on. And I was like, great, that's exactly what I'm already doing. And I've got about a 50% success rate of preventing it from kicking in. And I have 0 way to prevent it from happening again. It's great. It's like hell. 0 out of 10 would not recommend having whatever that was. Because that is not fun. I've unfortunately had to go to the emergency room a few times for that because like it has literally put my body into shock a few times. Which also, again, not fun. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Next question. Never have I knitted. I'm going to have to say no on that one. I've never personally knitted, but I do have this. I'm going to move to my regular screen for a minute. I have this guy right here. That one is a gift. Wow, this drinking is really working out my lipstick. Anyway, so that is Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. I did not make that. I will never claim to have the skill to have made that. Okay. I don't know what my makeup's doing there, so that's just going to have to go. Anyway. I did not make that, but that was made for me by one of my parents. They had taken up crocheting and just went, hey, you like Lord of the Rings, don't you? And I went, I do. And so they went, hey, I'm just going to make you something. Which is, it's very thoughtful of them. But I was not expecting that. They've also offered to make me other things, but then they got weird when I came out as trans. So I don't know if that's going to happen now. That's fine. I got my Aragorn. He's got a sword made out of a whittled down fork. That's pretty cool. So we've got that going for me in the meantime. So never have I knitted. So I will be drinking from my non-alcoholic beverage for that one, because I feel like my brain just automatically reaches for a drink, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the game if I'm drinking for things that I do not have. So next question again. Never have I bought myself a Happy Meal. Of course I have. What sort of question is that? That is a stupid question. I mean, I can't buy myself Happy Meals now because I have like a severe gluten allergy and it would kill me. So I'm sure the guy that I banned earlier would appreciate me eating a Happy Meal, but I'm not doing it for him. But yes, I have bought myself Happy Meals in the past. Not recently, but more recently than childhood is probably the best way to describe it. Happy Meal probably isn't worth it then? No. No, I think I can probably do without now. I can probably make do with other alternatives. Never have I ever drank more than 3 beers in a sitting. Now, this is going to make me sound really boring, but no, I have never actually drank more than 3 beers in a sitting, and largely that is because I don't like beer. Out of all the alcoholic beverages that I've tasted, I don't like it. It just tastes boring, tastes unpleasant. And I realize now in hindsight that that is probably partly connected to the allergy, which was, you know, lighter back in the day, but is now very much not, because, you know, there is fermentation involved in a lot of beers, and I'm drinking from the wrong drink. And so even if I did like the taste of beer, it probably would not go down well. But I've never drank more than 3 beers. I've drank more than 3 drinks in a sitting. So in the case of that, I'll drink for that. I'm not drinking for beers, though. That's nothing against people who do drink beers. I just do not care for them myself. And, well, now I can't drink them. Now I have the legitimate excuse that I can't drink beer for health reasons and the fact that it might kill me. I mean, it might not kill me. It might just make me spend the rest of the day shitting myself. But given that the other end of that coin is not breathing, I'm not going to risk it. Been drunk at a restaurant? No, I have drunk at a restaurant. I would not say I've been drunk at a restaurant, because generally if I've been at a restaurant, I'm either on a date or I'm by myself. If I'm on a date, I want to be staying respectable in the eyes of whoever I have got on my date with me. And if I'm by myself, I need to make sure I can get back home or to a hotel. And getting drunk is a good way to not end up back in those locations. And again, I'm drinking from the wrong drink. Although I will say I was at there was a restaurant that I was at that was sorry, I just realized I have not had this. You guys haven't. Why didn't you tell me? I haven't been out. Sorry, no, I just didn't have it on the right setting. So I've been wording it, so hopefully you know what I've been seeing, but you've just been seeing the wrong screen. So my apologies for that. I was at a restaurant down in Sydney. I was by myself at the time, and they made a very nice mojito, and that thing hit like a brick. Luckily, it was not enough that I was able to not get back to my hotel. So don't be drunk at a restaurant. Yeah, it's not a lot of fun. What next? Winked or whistled at someone. I mean, I guess I have. It's usually been done like, I haven't whistled at someone. I've winked at someone, but it's usually been like ironic. But it is still the same. It's still technically, yes, I am still doing it. Gotta go be a parent. Lovely to see you stream. Thank you. You go be a parent. You do what you got to do. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you dropping by, even if it was just for a little bit. Hopefully I will see you again. And if you would like to see how the rest of this goes, I will most likely have a VOD up at some point. So we'll see how much of this beverage I get through that may or may not contain tequila. I'm at home now. It doesn't matter. But yes, go be a parent, have fun, do what you got to do. Next thing, next question. Adjusted my buttons based on who's in the room. Okay. I want to say no to that, but I have definitely adjusted buttons based, well, not necessarily based on who's in the room, but I've adjusted my buttons based on who I am expecting to see whilst I am in whatever I am wearing. So I'm going to say, yes, I did do that one because more so in my more masculine days, and my current more masculine days, whatever they may be, I have a decent collection of button-up shirts. And especially given the extras that I now have on the front there, some of those don't fit me the way that they used to. So I kind of have to do that anyway. I kind of have to adjust the buttons just so that I'm not accidentally popping out of them. It's kind of an important thing right now. But yeah, so next question. We will be continuing our game of Never Have I Ever. So far, I've made it a little bit of a ways through my beverage. For those who may be watching, I have two beverages. This one is for yes, as it may or may not contain alcohol. I can't say because Twitch does not love people having alcohol on stream. But it's, you know, I'm not going crazy with it, so it should be fine. And this one is Gamer Subs. This is my non-answering drink. Because I still need to be hydrated, and it is fucking hot where I am right now. Because a lot of Australia is at least at about 35 degrees right now. Even as it nears like 9 p.m. And that's really hot. And I'm on the lighter end. Like, it's 35 degrees for me where I am in Australia, and we're on the lighter end of the temperatures that people are dealing with right now. So I do not envy them, but I also need to stay hydrated or I will melt. I'm already kind of melting, but if I can avoid more melting, then even better. So I've been playing. Feel free to play along with whatever you may have on hand if you would wish to join on. Doesn't have to be alcohol. If you just want to, if you've got a drink of some sort of fluid, probably best to keep hydrated. So, you know, maybe use that or even just count on your fingers. I don't really mind. That's up to you. But I got my playing and we'll play this for a little while longer. I think I didn't really have this is kind of an improvised plan because I kind of had to cancel last night's stream because my stream room is very hot, and last night I did not have enough time to cool my stream room down to the point that I felt my computer would be able to not die while I'm streaming. So here we are today. I've had a little bit more time. It's still annoyingly hot in here, but I've had my room open a little bit more. So, you know, it's not going to kill my computer. Fingers crossed, touch wood. I think this is wood. I'm not sure. It might be synthetic, but I'm touching something resembling wood. That'll have to do for the time being. But my last stream, I played Mass Effect. I just knew straight off the top of my head, Mass Effect was not going to work at this temperature. My computer is 5 years old. It was top of the line 5 years ago, but it's still 5 years old. And so I need to make sure that it is not going to die because I cannot afford to replace it right now. Courtesy of an unplanned overseas trip last year, which I thoroughly enjoyed that trip, but it definitely drained the savings a little bit. But anyway, next question. I have I have adjusted my buttons. I've dropped that. Next one, been bungee jumping. I have not been bungee jumping. I had to think, have I done anything resembling bungee jumping? I've done, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called. I did something in New Zealand where it's like, I don't know. It wasn't bungee jumping though. I haven't done that. I can confidently say I've never bungee jumped. I also don't trust how my neck would do with that. I feel like I'm not an unhealthy person, but I feel like my bones probably could be better. I feel like my family may or may not have a risk of osteoporosis, which it's probably not a good thing to find out if you're injuring yourself via bungee jumping. So I've not done bungee jumping. I can confirm that. Even with my memory issues, I would remember that. Although I did climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That was fun. And the only reason I remember that is because you had to be like super strapped up for that as well. And that was fun. But put a thumb in it. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to quickly Google something. Because is this a drink thing? Is it a sex thing? I don't know what that means. No, okay. I have a feeling that's not what that is. The hip new way to indicate you are texting. What the hell? I've never heard it called that by anyone that I know. And I know people I know people young and old. None of them that I know have ever called texting someone, thumbing it. Seeing others that are saying like, hurry up and get going. I've also never heard that phrase. I'm just going to say I haven't done it. If it's a sex thing, yes, I have technically done that. But for the purposes of this being an interesting stream, we'll say that it's a sex thing. Because yes, I have done that. It's a pretty tame thing to do still for that. But yes, I have done that. That is not the one I wanted to click. Where is my screen gone? There it is. Back to this one. Stolen money from someone. No, that seems like a dick move. And also, I spent most of my life as a people pleaser. That's not a very people pleaser thing to do. Again, drinking from the wrong drink. So we have that. I have not, to my knowledge, I have not stolen money from someone. Pierced my eyebrow. No, you can see for proof. I have never, I mean, they look kind of like you could have pierced them there, along there. But no, I have never pierced my eyebrows. I have 0 piercings. It is a particular aspect of my appearance that I don't particularly feel compelled to change. I'm okay with tattoos. Like that's, but you can't see it. You can kind of see it there. I'm okay with tattoos, and I would quite happily get more of them. I've got plans for more tattoos. Kind of need money for that though, but I have plans. And that plan would basically cover from like my neck down to like my forearm. As you can imagine, that's probably going to be expensive. So well, maybe later. Or if someone particularly generous goes, hey, I'm going to get you a tattoo. Not that that would be very unlikely. I don't think people like me that much that they're going to be giving me that much tattoo money. If you do though, feel free. I'm not going to say no. But no, I have not pierced my eyebrows. Thought about what type of dog I would be. That is a boring question. I'm not even going to answer that one. Ridden in a helicopter? Have I ever? I'm going to say no. I've been on a few planes. I don't think I've been in a helicopter. Tried something I saw on Pinterest. I've never actually used Pinterest. Pinterest is very annoying to me. It's like, I know it's a very white girl app, I guess is probably the simplest way to put it. But I've never been particularly compelled to use Pinterest. And in fact, more often than not, if I'm Googling something, I will usually do the command to exclude results from Pinterest so that I can actually see what it is I want to do with Pinterest. But anyway, no, I have never tried something I saw on Pinterest. Bungee jumping, we already did that. I said no. Accidentally said I love you to someone. Okay, I have done that. But I mean, it's not necessarily like accident. It wasn't entirely accidental. It wasn't like an I love you, like, you know, like you would say to like a partner. It wasn't one of them. It was one of those ones like you'd say it to a friend. Like just going, oh, I love you, mate. Like that. That's nothing. That's fine. I've accidentally said that to a couple of people, but never in such a way that I've regretted it. So, been on stage in front of a crowd. Well, I mean, yes, in both real life and obviously here, like, I'm technically in front of what could be a crowd here. Twitch is, you know, I mean, if I had like a mystery raid of like 100 people, then I would be in front of a crowd for that. I would count that. But I have also been in front of a crowd for like IRL as well. Like I did like debating at school, and I did other things that I cannot remember that did revolve me being in front of a crowd. I don't remember what it is, but I did do that. Locked my keys in my car? Luckily, no. I have not. I've never locked my keys in my car again. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. I do not have that happen. But I have not had that happen so far. Lost someone special. Well, yeah, you know what? I am gonna say that, like, I don't know if they mean by like relationships or death or just lost someone at a convention. Because kind of all three, not at the same time. That would have been weird. But like I've lost people at conventions. I've also not been able to find people at conventions. If the person who you know, I couldn't find at the convention is watching, you know who you are. I've also, you know, I've lost family members that were close to me. They were the ones that were, you know, not dicks about the whole trans/bi thing. And there was also a lady that I was dating a couple of years ago. We had, you know, we were an on and off relationship, and I thought we had a pretty good connection. We got on pretty well through the times that we were in the on phase of the relationship. Unfortunately, pretty much all of our connection was via Facebook Messenger. And then silly me, I went and made a joke on Threads about, you know, potentially being in a financial situation where I'd be okay with taking on a sugar daddy/sugar mama. And Threads did not like that, and they basically wiped my entire Meta account. I have a Meta account now, but unfortunately, I do not have my old one, which had all the messages with that person, and I can't find them on there anymore, which is kind of really annoying. So I did lose them, and if for some reason they happen to come across this stream, feel free to reach out to me. I would consider that incredibly unlikely because they weren't really a big Twitch person, but my odds are greater than 0, but only slightly for that one. Okay, if I have anyone watching at the moment that is not already following, feel free to press that follow button. My plan is to continue getting back into my schedule of streaming 3 times a week, 2 at approximately this time and 1 on the other side of the schedule to kind of more easily accommodate my EU friends. Because, you know, I would like to be good for everybody. This time is good for my Australian and American friends. The other time is good for my European and UK friends. So if anyone is not currently following and would like to, feel free to do so. Next question. Looked at naughty pictures. That's not even worth a drink. Like, I'll drink because I have, but like, who hasn't? I mean, hell, I've made some of my own just because I can in the past. Not a lot, mostly for my own enjoyment, but that's a whole other story. But you know, that is such a basic question. Everybody's, well, like 99% of people are gonna say yes to that one. Gone scuba diving? No, I can say quite safely I can't say that I have gone scuba diving. There is a reason for that, because I don't have, I'm not going to. Simple as that. Because I have, I believe the official term is thalassophobia. I've actually put that on my follower goals on the main Twitch page, which is due to the fact that I nearly drowned as a child, and thalassophobia is the fear of, well, I think officially it's like the fear of the unknown in the deep ocean. And nearly drowning as a child will kind of do that. So, yeah, I'm not going scuba diving. You could not pay me to. As it is, I've got a follower goal to play Subnautica, an ocean-based survival horror game. I'm not looking forward to that goal, but you guys should be, because I'm probably going to be bordering on a panic attack for the majority of that gameplay. So, look forward to that one. I don't remember what the goal for that is. I think that's like 200 followers. I made it big because I don't really want to do it, but I do want to do it for you guys, but I don't really want to do it for me. Which is interesting because my like 500 follower goal is a French-made stream. I'm actually kind of pumped to do that one. I just need, I don't happen to have a French-made outfit on hand. So the time it will take me to build up to 500 viewers, well, hopefully I will then have a French-made outfit. Wouldn't that be fun? Or all involved. Next question. Smuggled food or candy into a movie theater? I mean, yeah, but that is such a basic question. I'm not going to dignify that with an alcoholic drink. Recorded video of myself singing or dancing. I don't think I've ever recorded myself dancing, but I have recorded myself singing. Because I wanted to see how I sounded. Because it's one of those things where, you know, like, I don't remember what there's probably a name for it, but it's like how we hear ourselves is different to how other people are going to hear us. And a lot of that is due to the fact that there's like the way that the inner ear vibrates with the sound of the voice. So we are going to hear that. But if we're recording it, we're hearing it how other people hear it. And I wanted to know how I sounded to other people. Now, as I've done like setup for streams and that sort of thing, like I've obviously had to do mic checks to what is it? There it is. I've had to do mic checks to make sure that, you know, I don't sound terrible. And I may or may not have tested myself singing just to be on the safe side. Oh, and of course, what a song for this to be playing right now. This is like the stereotypical white boy learning guitar song. And this, for anyone wondering, this is Wonderwall by Oasis. I will not be singing along to this. I am very tempted to, but I did not. My voice is not in singing mode. You're not getting that just yet. Maybe later. That might be another redeem, potentially. Um, although I have heard some stories of where like the streamer has been like singing along to something, and then they've got like a copyright strike because whilst the stream is not hearing the copywritten music, the stream has picked up the singing that the streamer is doing and has gone, aha, we've got you on that one. I was like, okay, well. So I may try that at some point, but I don't know. We'll see about that. So I think I drank to that. I don't remember. I'll drink again anyway, because I've undoubtedly sung more than once. Next. Heard someone else doing it. Well, yeah. You stay at enough hotels, and you got a pretty good chance of hearing someone doing something. Luckily, I don't think I've ever heard anyone that I know. Thank God. I don't think I've heard anyone that I know doing it. But I have heard other people doing it. And I judged them. A little bit. I have judged the performance of some of these people that I have heard. So I haven't said anything to them because obviously like different rooms, but there has been a few occasions where I've been like, oh, you know, she's having a good time, or the alternative of couldn't get there, could you, bud? It's unfortunate, but I've definitely heard that from more than one occasion, enough that I feel compelled to judge the performances. It's probably a good thing that whenever I'm at hotels, more often than not, I'm by myself, so I'm not likely to have people judging my performance through the hotel room wall, because I don't know if I'd be cool with that. I'm not a hypocrite at all. But anyway, next question. Texted for 4 hours straight. Yes, I will say that I have done that. That was like early stage relationship stuff. The family that I was staying with at the time did not care for that because I was, well, one of those, I was on like a family holiday and I spent most of my evening talking or texting, should I say, to someone on the other side because I would much rather have been with them than I would have been with my own family, which I think is a justified reaction to someone who is only recently in a relationship. What can I say? I get attached quickly. What's this next one? Oh, helps if I actually press the button. Been attacked by a dolphin. Wow. Okay. I have questions. How many people have been attacked by dolphins to the point that someone felt compelled to put that into a game to see how many other people have been attacked by fucking dolphins? Because that is... I'm not drinking to that. This is a game of never have I ever. I can quite confidently say I have never been attacked by a dolphin. If anyone in chat has been attacked by a dolphin, let me know because I want to know how that happens. How does one just casually get attacked by a dolphin? That is wild. Worn Crocs. No, I am not guilty of having worn Crocs. I will quite comfortably say that also. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be playing this Never Have I Ever. Potentially, I may move on to... There is a game that I've downloaded recently called No, I Am Not a Human. I have played about 10 minutes of that game. It is creepy as hell, and it shouldn't be overly stressful on my computer, given that my computer is bordering on overheating due to the Australian summer heat. Worn Crocs? No, I have not drunk. So let's just say once I finish this drink, we will move on to the game portion of this stream. Eaten alligator. We're getting some weird ones now. Eaten alligator meat. I can't say I have, although that could also be because I don't know if we have alligators in Australia. I know we have a lot of crocodiles. We might have alligators. I don't know. I don't know well enough the answer to that question, but I can confidently say I've never eaten alligator meat. I have eaten kangaroo meat. It's very gamey, just in case you're wondering. I probably wouldn't be eating a lot of kangaroo meat if given the choice, but it is edible. So there is that. What is the next one? Urinated in a drink before giving it to someone. There are definitely people I would like to have done this to. I'm not going to name names, but there are definitely people that I did not care for. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they would know if I pissed in their drink. So no. And again, I spent a lot of my life as a people pleaser. This is very much not how you please a person, unless they're into that. But that's a different kind of people pleaser. So no, I have never urinated in a drink before giving it to someone. Experimented to see my sexual orientation. I mean, look at me. Do I look like the kind of person who hasn't experimented to see my sexual orientation? Sure. I got nothing to add to that one. There's no particularly exciting stories for that one. Eaten a whole habanero pepper? No. I have not. Straight up no, because like I'm not going to say I'm not a spice person, just my level of spice is only slightly above like basic white person levels of spice. So I don't like I will eat spicy food, but I also know that depending on the type of food, my butthole is going to be feeling that on the other end, and I prefer to only feel my meals once. So at a certain level of spice, I tend to just say no thank you. And that includes eating a whole habanero pepper. Laughed until something I was drinking came out of my nose. I don't know if I've had that specifically. I've definitely laughed and I've had like bubbles go up my nose, but that's not quite the same thing. Lost my swimwear bottoms. Kind of. Yes and no. It was like I did lose them, but I was by myself, so it's not like there was really anything or that I was trying to hide for it. I was just like, I think I was just swimming in a river. What am I listening to right now? Oh, it's by Burnham. Nice. I have lost, like I lived near a river for a brief period in my life. Current got quite strong. My pants were not held on particularly well. They went with the current whilst I stayed where I was. And luckily, like I said, I was by myself and there was a towel nearby, so nobody got to see anything particularly exciting. And I was able to keep my dignity. Eating a spoonful of frosting. That is so basic. I am not even going to answer that question. Or I'm not going to drink to that question. Because, like, I've had, like, one of those little shaker spray things with, like, the frosting cans. I've eaten a whole one of those, not always at the same, like, in one go, but, like, I've eaten that. Doesn't everybody? Googled my own name to see what comes up. Well, I want to say yes, but that is also for, like, I'm online. I'm curious as to what my online footprint is occasionally, so I'll look it up. It's probably not the excitement that this one is looking for. But yes, I have technically done that, but mostly for security. And a cure for hangovers. I don't get drunk. Ignoring this won't get me drunk. But because of that, I've never needed to find a cure for hangovers. I consider myself quite lucky that I've never needed a cure for hangovers. My condolences to those that do. Cheated on my wife in Sims. See, now that's complicated. Because, like, I don't think I ever get married in Sims. I think I just fuck around. Like, they move in, we woohoo, and then we move one of those people out, and then the next relationship starts. It's not cheating in The Sims. Because it's like... It's chronic monogamy. Let's go with that. Cut someone in line. That is another one that is, again, so basic, I'm not going to drink to it. Made money by performing on the street. Okay, well, that one is at least interesting, but no, I have never made money performing on the street. Not so much. Flirted my way out of a speeding ticket. I'd like to say yes. I'd like to say I've got enough wiles to be able to do that, but I have a feeling I don't. So luckily the only speeding ticket that, well, no, I haven't actually had a speeding ticket. I did get a ticket for using my phone while driving, which in Australia is frowned upon. So, but in their defense, I did do it. I was on my phone at the time, and I was, well, I had a Twitch stream open, and I was at a stoplight waiting for the stoplight to go. And apparently that is also still frowned upon. So I was one of those ones where I was like, I did do it, so I'll pay the fine. That's fine. I still think that's not as bad as one of my exes did. They parked in disabled parking. They didn't realize they paid in disabled park. They parked in disabled parking. Then they got a fine for parking in disabled parking, but then they had to fight that fine because they were like, the sign wasn't visible, and the fine people were like, nah, not good enough. You got to pay for this, for your shenanigans. It's naughty. Naughty monkey. Alrighty, next question. Because no, I have not technically cried or floated my way out of a ticket. Been obsessed with One Direction? No. They were like, not my genre specifically. Got into a fist fight? Okay. I'm going to say yes to this. It wasn't specifically a fist fight. It was a fight. And I won. Which is funny given that it was very much a David versus Goliath situation, which I did not see coming. This guy, I was in high school. This guy was a bit of a prick. Nobody liked him, which is why I got away with punching this person without getting in trouble, despite there being many, many witnesses, because nobody liked him. I'm pretty sure there was even a teacher nearby when that happened, and no one called me on it, which is good. But anyway, this guy was being a prick, and he was playing keep away with my hat because I was like 4'0" at that point. I'm now about like 5'7", but I was about 4'0". He was about 6'3" in the 8th grade. It was a weirdly early growth spurt for that one. And he played a bit of keep away. After the second keep away, I was just like, I'm done with playing with your games. And again, I was a people pleaser. I was not one for conflict, but I was just so done with this guy. And that's the fun thing with like height differences, is that, well, I was about 4 foot. So let's say we're 4 foot here. He was about 6 foot, so up around here. That puts my fist at a particularly handy height. So I got my hat back, he got punched in the nards, and then I did not get in trouble for it. That was like one of my crowning achievements in high school. I was quite proud of that. He may have like tried to push me over on the way down, but I definitely consider myself the winner of that fight, and I got my hat back. So sucks to be him. So yes, I did drink. I do drink to that. I don't know if I did drink, but I need to. Ridden a surfboard. Oh. Okay, the alcohol part of this drink is kind of seeping a little bit more into the flavor than the rest of it. So definitely got that alcoholic part to it. Not alcohol. Alcoholic zing to it, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Ridden a surfboard. I'm going to say no. I've ridden boards, but I don't think they're technically surfboards. Taken a lift from a stranger. See, I don't actually remember. I feel like I probably have. I don't know if I've taken a lift from a stranger before. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I can't tell if it's makeup or something else. Anyway, I'm going to say no. I don't think I've taken a lift from a stranger. Like, I've been in, you know, taxis and Ubers and that sort of thing, but that's literally paying to take a lift from a stranger. I don't think that's quite the same thing. And I'm generally not being one to just magically pick up friends when I'm out that would offer me lifts to go places. Walked around with my zipper down. I mean, probably. I did have to check before I started stream to make sure that my zipper is up at the moment. Because that would be awkward. That's such bad diarrhea that I didn't make it to the bathroom in time. Okay, I'm going to say no to that. There's been a few close calls. Luckily, there has been no soiling of undergarments. I know a few people, including a streamer that I watched recently, who had much closer calls and may not have entirely made it to the toilet, which was hilarious to watch. Probably not so much for them. I've generally been pretty good. Because I live with gluten allergies and lactose intolerance, I've learned over the years what foods I need to leave until I have nothing left to do for the day. Because there is a place, for example, near where I live, they make an amazing hot chocolate. That chocolate is basically entirely melted chocolate, which, as you can imagine, contains some lactose in there. But it tastes amazing. So if I'm really, really craving that, I just need to make sure that I am close, that I have nothing else to do after getting that drink, that I can go home, because it is almost guaranteed I'm going to be spending the rest of the day on the toilet. I've learned over the years what foods I need to do that with. So I've never found myself in such a situation that I have been at risk of this. Generally, I would say if it does happen, it's usually when I'm at home, and that's usually not that far from a toilet. So, no. Luckily, I have never not made it to the toilet. Pierced belly button, as I said before, no, I have no piercings. Jumped a fence? Okay, we're back to the boring ones, because I'm not gonna drink to that. That's not exciting. There's no stories for that. It's a thing. Lied about being related to someone on TV. There is a possible, well, maybe not TV. I have lied about not lied. There's a lot of wells in this conversation. I have exaggerated my relationships with people that I know for the sake of a convenient conversation with others. So if I am having a conversation with someone that I am talking to in person, I have a lot of online friends. There's a couple of times I've exaggerated my relationships to them. I couldn't tell you who or what specifically the situations would have been, but I can almost guarantee that I have, because it's a lot easier to just say my friend as opposed to this person I know online. Because then you have to explain why you know this person online. So it's just easier to say friend. I've definitely done that a few times. So I don't know if I just drank to that, so I'm going to drink anyway. What am I listening to? Oh, Huntrix, nice. Oh, that tequila's really hitting the flavor profile right now. We've done this one. That's fine. I'm not drinking again. Wi-Fi, yeah. I'm not going to drink to that. That's boring. Fantasized about someone else? That's boring. That is boring. I'm not drinking to that. But yes, I have, but it's boring. Thrown something out of the school bus window. I don't remember. Our school buses had really high windows. And I blocked out most of my school years. So I don't actually remember. I may have thrown something out of the school bus window, but it was a very high window. And I was a very short child. So I would have had to basically like alley-oop it through the window to do so. That seems unlikely to happen. Written graffiti? I don't know. I don't know. We've done that one. Been attracted to a family member? No. No, I have never been attracted to a family member. Never have I ever. What the fuck? I have eaten a liter of ice cream in one go. A liter? No, that seems like a lot of ice cream. I'd say I've probably gone through about half a liter though. I'm not going to count that then. Skipped school? Of course I've skipped school. But I was, again, a people pleaser. So I was the good child. So if I emphasized that I needed to take time off school, generally, it wasn't questioned. They just went, okay, well, you generally don't do this, so I'm sure you have your reasons. That glass started off good, but the ice I had in it melted, and I think that was what was like making it more tolerable. Walked a tightrope. Probably. I don't think it's been like a tightrope, but I've done like, it's a game. I can't remember what it's called. You like strap two ropes between a tree, you walk across it. There's a name for it. I don't remember what it's called, which is funny because I used to sell that stuff in one of my customer service positions. I blocked a lot of that out of my mind too, so no idea. Probably. Peed my pants in public. No. Adjust my buttons. We've done that one. Pretended to text while you see. I'm gonna say no because like I've pretended to text whilst I've been doing other things, but I feel like, you know, like you got your phone, like you got it here. That's not really a great angle for texting. So I mean for taking selfies. So I'm gonna say no. I've not done that. Worn someone else's underwear? Well, the only people I've been with, the underwear wouldn't have fit. So, no, I've not worn someone else's underwear. So I've only been with enough people. I mean, if we're talking intimately, I've only been with a couple of people, one of who was a few sizes smaller than me, which would not be very comfortable, and another one was a few sizes bigger than me, which would not fit if I did that. So, no, I have not worn someone else's underwear. Gotten stitches. Funnily enough, I have. I've had several stitches, actually. I've got like scars, a couple of different ones on my forehead. I know they've got stitches, or they have had stitches. I've got a scar on the side of my hand. I'm assuming there might have been stitches for that, but no one knows where that scar came from, including me. Family, friends, loved ones. No one has known where that particular scar came from. But this scar on the top was when I was a very small child and I fell on top of a wind-up toy, wind-up part first, into my forehead. And that bled a lot, as head wounds tend to do. And so because of that, they had to take me to the hospital to get me stitched up. And apparently, 3-year-old Ryle had a bit of strength behind him because it took 2 nurses and my mother to hold me down, hold me still enough so that the doctor could get the stitches in. So I'd be curious as to how many people it would take to hold me down these days. Probably not much. I've been on HRT for a while and I've still got like a little bit of muscle left over, but a lot of it has dissipated over my time on HRT. So, oh well. Cried in public because of a song. Okay, well, it's like 2 out of 3 things. Like, I've cried because of a song. It's not being in public, though. I think I've cried in public, but not because of a song. So I'm going to say no to that one. Been on TV. Yes, I have, actually. So a few years ago, I mean, this was not like, I wasn't like an actor on TV, but I have been on, I've been on, more specifically, I've been on the news. It was when I was younger. I had, well, not younger. Well, I suppose I was younger. It was like a couple of years ago. We had like a freak blizzard near where I was working. And so the news people were out and about and they were interviewing people on the street and in the nearby businesses going, hey, how's this blizzard going for you guys? And apparently they liked what I had to say because they included me in that particular one. So technically, yes, I have been on TV, but not as an actor, to my knowledge. I like to think I know if I've acted on television. But I've been on the news at least once. Done something I regret. I got fucking PTSD. Of course there's stuff I regret. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a drink. We've done that one. Put a thumb in it, done that one. Played Candy Crush, that is so basic, I'm not answering that. Eaten a bug. Now that's a thinker, because like, do they mean like just a bug you find on the ground? Or do they mean like, you know, there's those places where you can have like deep fried cockroaches and deep fried crickets and that sort of thing? Because like, I don't think I've done those ones. Actually, I don't think I've eaten like a bug in general. Not intentionally. I know there's that whole thing about like people eat X amount of bugs in their sleep. I've probably done that, but I don't think they're counting that because that's like defeats the purpose. Being in handcuffs. Never have I been in handcuffs. In what context? If it's for legal reasons, no, I've never been in handcuffs. But I am going to drink because, you know, there's other reasons people might be in handcuffs. That may be a thing that I like to do occasionally when I am allowed to indulge that. So yes, technically I have been in handcuffs. Smelled clothing to see if they were too... Everybody does that. I've done it, but I'm not drinking to it because everybody does that. Made up my own cocktail. I mean, I've made cocktails. I don't think I've made my own. I don't like alcohol enough to, like, get creative with it. Had a full body massage. I mean, yeah, but it's kind of boring. because that's like again, that's a pretty standard thing. Robbed a house. Okay, FBI. No, I have never robbed a house. I'm pretty sure like I've like known people who have. For legal reasons, I'm not going to say who they were. Also because I don't really remember, because they were like friend of a friend kind of thing, and because of that they weren't really friends that I really wanted to engage with. So I have never robbed a house or felt even the compulsion to rob a house. That was a bit of a jump from playing never have I ever played Candy Crush to never have I ever robbed a fucking house. Jesus. Played strip poker. Only online. And I'm pretty sure it was like an AI one. I don't think it was like playing with other people. Because like I'm pretty sure I played it with like one of my exes, but they didn't really get it. Just kind of took the fun out of it a little bit. Stolen. How delightfully vague. And just because it is delightfully vague, I'm gonna delightfully skip it. Seen that one, we've done that one. Been hummed by a dog. Probably. I don't know if I feel like that's just a thing dogs do. Broken something in a friend's house and then not told them. I'm gonna say yes to that one. Technically, I mean, it was already kind of broken. There was like, they had something on their floor, and I may have been walking around barefoot. I may have stepped on that thing that was on the floor that may have shattered and left some glass in my feet. And because of that, but because it was very fine glass, I didn't realize I had glass in my feet until they asked why I was bleeding on their carpet. To which I could then kind of just said, well, hey, maybe don't leave stuff on the ground. I think I had the moral high ground for that one. And that is that glass. I could play for more, but I feel like I've been playing this particular game for about an hour and a half now. So I think it is about time that we play a game. Now, the game that I am intending to play is called No, I Am Not a Human. I don't know how long I'll play this for. It is an unsettling game. Let me just move some stuff out of my way so I can actually get to my Stream Deck. So I can actually move stuff around. Then we can go back to this screen. And yeah, so we are back to this screen. We are back with the talking, back with the yappity yap. We've played some Never Have I Ever. Hopefully anyone who was playing along was able to mark a few things off on their list also. But because of that, I've got to go quickly move a few things around in my settings so that I can play this game, because I only barely set this game up for the purposes, I barely set this stream up for the purposes of, you know, doing anything. So, first things first, sorry for anyone who may be watching and listening to the music, but the music has to go. So, because of that, we have this, and I'll turn the desktop audio back up a little bit so that you guys can hear some of the creepy music that plays in this game. So we'll do that, and then we will change the setting from just chatting to No, I am not a human. No, I am not a human. There is currently 39 viewers on this one. Now there is about to be 40, at least. I don't know if I count as a viewer. I don't think I count as a viewer. Anyway, plus whoever else may be watching. So, stream updated. Brilliant. So, let's play a game. I may need to play around with which camera angle is going to be good for this one, because I don't remember how this game looks from a I don't remember how this game plays from the perspective of like where my face needs to be. Okay, so let's just go to this one. It's gonna work. Or is it gonna be a pain in the butt? Okay, cool. It is gonna be a pain in the butt, I think. I am pressing buttons. There we go. It worked. It was just being annoyingly slow. Brilliant. Okay, well, I think that's actually a good place for my head to be. Do I have a chat window still? I do, kind of. Anyway, so this is a creepy game. If you guys need the volume higher or lower, let me know. Again, I'm still trying to suss out what is a good level for everything for what I'm playing. So we'll play this for a little while. I don't have a specific time frame for how long I'm going to play this. It is a creepy game, so it may get a little bit unsettling. So we'll see how it goes. So let's play No, I'm Not a Human. New game. I also don't remember if they have like talking in their cutscenes. So, oh, it's one of these cutscenes where they have like talking, non-audible talking. This is I forgot how weird this game is. I've only played like 10 minutes of it before. It was a weird game then. It is a weird game now. I don't know what it is specifically about this. It's kind of a combination of like the art style is quite unsettling, and the music as well. It's very discordant. I think that's the word I want to use. Okay. I don't really like this. Hey neighbor, long time no see. How's life? It's fine. Oh damn, that is dramatic. So let me level with you. I came over for a reason. I've been getting a little worried about you. Well, isn't that nice? Something real bad seems to be headed our way. I just got off the phone with my cousin, told me the news is saying something weird is going on with the sun. It also said there's people coming up from underground. They're calling them visitors for whatever reason. Creepy stuff, huh? I sure hope it's not true. What's happening with the sun? It's gonna explode, or something's going to explode on it. I don't like the sound of either of those things. Something's wrong with it. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm sure you noticed this summer's been the hottest one ever, right? Funnily enough, yes, I am very familiar with the summers getting hotter and hotter. I think we need to prepare ourselves for the worst. My cousin told me that being home alone is dangerous. So I came over to make sure you don't end up hurt or worse. Okay. Great. Let's continue this conversation in the morning. I'll see you in the kitchen when you wake up. That is not a creepy conversation starter at all. See you in the morning. Okay, thank you. No one else is coming tonight? Thank God. What can I do here? Can I use the phone? I can't use the phone. Saying space for use. Rude. There is a random person. Hey, cigar. Can't smoke. Must be on the patches. A few drunkards lay sprawled out on the street. I don't like this perspective. They're lying on the cold, hard ground and appear to be fast asleep. Things are good for them right now. That is one way of looking at it. Okay, so what else can I interact with here? Oh, check during the day. Cool. Check during the day. Okay, that's also not unsettling. Oh, a skinny dog is standing on the footpath. Okay, I can very much see something potentially jumping out at me later, which I don't love. Okay, everything's closed. Kombucha. Oh, I only have one. Okay. Does that mean I can only save, like, occasionally, like Resident Evil style? I don't like that. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to bed, aren't I? Oh, Jesus. Breaking news. At 6:28, there was a powerful emission of energy from the sun. This burst of energy was far larger than scientists had predicted. As a result, temperatures outside have reached critical levels. The government has since declared a state of emergency. We ask that viewers refrain from going outside during the day. Up next, something lighter. I really hope so. Okay, so... I don't look that way anymore. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Television. Ballerinas. The dance evokes anxious thoughts. Okay, why are you having anxious thoughts about ballerinas? Anything in here? Too many bad memories with the nightstand? Jesus Christ, this guy just has bad memories about everything. Yeah, it kind of looks like you'd go blind. Hey, it was a thing. The only toy I had as a kid. That is depressing. Except for the sticks we used to whack the grass. And a cross. Don't get why it's not in the corner. Okay. Thought that was the rule. That is not a rule I have ever heard. What are you talking about? Dad never gave a damn about rules. Okay. Can I click on anything? Okay, not really good. Oh, there's magazines. Oh, the Where's Wally magazine. Must be annoying. Okay. Rude. Kitchen. Oh, it's this dude. I forgot about him. Damn, it's true after all. Well then, everything I said makes sense. Don't go outside during the day. You have to remember to let other people in. Let people in? Why would I let strangers into my house? But let people in? I get that. I know you might not be crazy about having company over, but you have to let them in. You mean I have to be social in this game? Ugh. I don't approve of that. I don't want to have to be social. It's a shame I can't just like, everyone that knocks on the door, I can't just go, no, fuck off. The house is full. But she mentioned that if anyone comes and asks if you're alone, say no and tell them someone's in the house with you. Okay. Oh good, this person is me. I hate dealing with people. I know, it won't be easy for you, but you have no choice. It might be the only thing that keeps you alive. Why would it keep me alive? When there's a chance that one of these people might try to kill me. I don't like your logic, sir. And who knows, they might even bring something useful or share some information. Okay. Don't forget to test them for signs. Okay. Choose who you want to test carefully. It's strenuous, draining work. Okay, brilliant. Don't worry about chatting with them. That won't take up any energy. Well, that's something, I guess. What do we need to do? Afraid all we can do now is try to survive and hope this nightmare ends soon. The government will help us, sure. If they do, stick together with me and my family. That's it from me. Oh, he's leaving me his number. Fantastic. Will I need to call him? Beer. Oh, that's if I need to go to bed. Okay. Well, I probably don't go to bed just yet. Again, if anyone is watching and there's any issues with the audio, let me know if it needs to be louder or quieter. Still trying to suss out roughly how much I need to go at any given time. Oh, he did leave his number. Nice. Entrance. Oh, okay. So I guess I don't need to do anything at the moment because I don't have anything. So I'm going to bed in the game. I mean, because apparently that's when things happen. I have also been streaming for a few hours and I'm still very hot. So I too may also head to bed soon. Office, no, I am going to go to the kitchen and get drunk. So I can then go to sleep. That's a totally healthy thing to do. Bedroom. Alright. We are up. We are awake. We are about to be creeped the fuck out. Ah! Someone's knocking already. I don't like it. Hi? My daddy here. Can you get him for me? I was okay before, but I'm really scared now. There are lots of strange people out here tonight. Tell me something about your dad. I know a lot about him. He's my dad. I know that he likes to drink beer before he goes out. When he does go out, he always leaves me lunch and dinner and juice. At least he leaves her juice. Tara tried some of that beer. It was gross. Relatable little girl. I also do not care for beer. Why would anyone drink that when they could just have juice? Right? Exactly. Give me juice any day. Please don't tell him I did that. That's fine. How did you get here? I don't know. Scared of the dark. Or is there? I'll get your dad. Thank you. You have to roll dice and then you move stuff. You have to build a pile near the door. They're playing a fort building game. How did the dad get out without me interacting? Okay. Cool. Anyone new? Oh, Jesus. He is very tall. Taking shelter at a bar down the road, but they kicked me out. Rude. Not everyone there for my palatable personality. I'm not going to hurt anybody. That sounds like something that someone who might hurt somebody would say. But anyway. What do you say, my good man? Can I come in? Not gonna make any trouble. What do you consider trouble? Murder and violence disgust me to my core, but I won't suffer the trespasses of others either. I like good food and in chat. Does that sound like trouble? No, but I don't like your attitude. Why do you think it would be any different here? What else would I do? Stand outside? Okay, fair enough. As long as I'm alive, I'll look for someone to talk to. Maybe I'll go somewhere else. If I have any ounce of luck left in this life, it might just be someone who's not a complete asshole. Wow. That is definitely not how I would go about introducing myself to someone. Fine. Come in, asshole. Appreciate your trust in me. Perhaps I even... Well, no, I shouldn't promise anything. Okay. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to leave. Hello. Sorry to bother you. Sun table shouldn't go out. Who are you? I live out near the city. The asphalt's heating up pretty bad. Worked a register at a local store. Relatable. At one point, I mean, I don't anymore. They fired me. What do you think will happen? I don't know. Will I survive? Who will help me? How much time do I have to look for help? I have no idea. I couldn't even guess. Doesn't this scare you? It terrifies me. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I get to live a little longer. Thank God. Wow, the bar is in hell. Okay. Oh, who are you? Okay. Gonna go blind. Let me crash here. I won't. What's the word? Freeloader. Total mess. What do you have on you? Why do you look like, yeah, why do you look like you haven't slept in a week? I mean, I know what that's like, but why do you look like that? Because I haven't? Okay, fair. Played a set till dawn, then some wackos rolled up and started stealing shit. Even busted my guitar, those motherfuckers. Honestly, I'd be kicking the door in. I'm just here. I appreciate that. Sure. I wouldn't go anywhere near that kind of shitbag. What? Oh. You know what? Yeah, I'll get rid of that guy because I don't know if I trust this guy, but I trust him more than the tall guy who was yelling at me. Okay. Now, where is this tall man? And can I make him leave? Okay. Well, I guess I'm getting drunk. What? Oh, okay. Can I just go to sleep now? I guess I can. I'm sleepy. Here's the news. Sun's activity keeps on rising. Murders have increased. Anxiety is also increasing. Studios received an urgent transmission describing the creatures that can imitate the appearance and behavior of humans. Avoid contact at all costs. In one case, a visitor was able to be identified with one telltale sign: perfect white teeth. Okay, I'm probably fine. My teeth are white, but they're definitely not perfect. Our early reports seem to back this up. Interesting. Sources say they encountered an unhoused person with perfect white teeth who later turned out to be a visitor. That's all for now. Stay calm and don't leave the house. Okay. Okay, so who have I got in my house right this very second? Oh, okay. I guess I already kicked out the tall guy. I thought I had to, like, speak to him to kick him out. I guess not. Lucky me. Alrighty. Well, what's happening with this guy? I miss my axe. I need to test you. I'm gonna talk first. It seems like a good way to start. Maybe let's start with a conversation. Like, hi, how's it going? Not, I think you're evil. I need to check your face. Caught myself counting who's still standing. Back then, we'd plug in and shred better than rotting in bed or getting wasted. One time, I hammered the same riff 3 nights straight, played till my fingers bled, just me and my axe. Now it's the same shit day in, day out. Okay? I need to test you. Let's roll. Teeth, please. Yeah, his teeth are fine. Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I don't need to shoot you in the face. Okay. Anything in the office? Nothing in the office. Storage room. Oh. That's, normal. This lady may have been through some shit. If her go-to response is to hide in the corner of a cupboard. It's probably not a great life. Hope this all ends soon. Me too, sweetheart, but I have just started playing this game, so I suspect it's probably not. How did you lose your house? I got fired. Then a bunch of people went up to a room, and there was strange noises. And then people were dead. She was okay. Have a seat. Want to leave. Okay, well, I am also going to check you as well. What do you want to check? Teeth, please. Gonna check based on my teeth? Okay. Just had them fixed. Don't really remember. I don't know about that. Hi, first time chatter. Welcome in, Sky. I don't know if these teeth are like good teeth or visitor teeth. I don't want to. I'll give her a chance because she did just say she got some work done. There is a possibility she may try to kill me. I don't know. Do I fit the description? I'll leave you alone for now. But I'm a little conflicted because she looks traumatized, but she also has perfect teeth. So that's unfortunate. Okay, what's a phone call? Can I call this guy? Now, to what benefit do I actually get from calling this person? Okay. How many signs does it take to tell if someone's a visitor? Oh, good. He knows nothing. Probably best to not jump to conclusions. Yeah, I know. I've not played this game before, so I don't know how quickly people are to start attacking me. Because, like, if she's evil, is she just going to kill me in my sleep, or is she going to give me a couple of days? Oh yeah, food. That could be important. Something specials, food delivery. Ooh, nice. Ah. Okay, so I don't have their number. I'm gonna see if I can find, because I want takeaway. Kind of feel like pizza, like IRL right now, but I have a severe gluten allergy, and I've yet to find a pizza that is like a takeaway pizza that is gluten-free that tastes good. For rest, you did just by picking up the phone. Call 800-814 and your groceries will be at your door within 1 day. Okay, cool. Now has that added to my list? Oh, it has. Fantastic. Okay. I guess I gotta start letting more people in, or kicking people out, or waiting for signs of visitors. Because, I mean, I don't know about this guy with the band. This girl has given me sus vibes. What's happening here? This guy is also giving me sus vibes. Hope I don't look too messed up to get let in. Okay, they predicted my reaction to that one. Should I be worried? There's nothing wrong with me. I was just born with bad skin. Okay, that's fair. They keep treating me like I'm contagious, or worse, a visitor. Well, I mean, can you blame them? Given the situation? Everyone's paranoid. I'm not a visitor. That sounds like something a visitor would say. I guess. I don't actually know. What makes you so sure? Because I know what I am, and I'm not one. Again, that sounds like something a visitor would say. If I was to ask someone, hey, are you gonna kill me? They're probably not going to say, yes, I am going to kill you, if that means that they don't get let in. Are you gonna let me in or not? Let's see about that. Okay. What next? Ah, don't like all these people. Hey, Amogus. Been seeing all this shit. It's crazy. Holding up in there, bro. What do you want? Nothing really. I'm just curious, you know? But hey, I've got a dope-ass way for you to rake in some easy cash. I'm listening. Since everyone else is busy being pussies about the sun, you can make fat stacks without lifting a finger. All these chumps are shitting their pants when they should be honing their grind sets. Why are you here? Right down to business, okay? Everyone thinks you're up to something. Stirring some shit. Well, I mean, I am up to something. I'm hopefully saving people and not being killed. So, there's that. Also, if anyone is currently watching and if there's any issues with audio, with either me or the game being too loud or quiet, let me know. I generally can't hear it until I'm rewatching it later, so I don't actually know if I'm having issues. So let's roll with that and host the party to end all parties. End of the fucking World-a-Palooza. Game could be slightly louder. Thank you. I will fix that. Actually, sure, I'll let this guy in first and hopefully he won't kill me. And I'll see if I've got that as an in-game setting. No, okay. Let me just fix that up a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit louder, hopefully. But not too loud. Okay, anyone else? I think I let this guy in last time, but I don't like him. The sun is flaring up and burning people alive. I'm gonna just kind of skip through this one because, like I said, I played like 10 minutes of this game just to see if it was gonna work. And I had this guy before, and like, I don't think he's a visitor, but I don't like him. He's a little bit annoying. What are you even saying? Yeah, he's like, I don't think he's evil. He's just kind of annoying. I'll say come in, but if he says he wants to replace someone, then I'm not letting him in if I have to take someone. Okay, so I let him in. Okay. The majority are random if they're visitors or not, but there are a select few that are always going to be visitors and some that are always going to be human. Interesting. That is actually good to know. I don't know if that makes that better or worse. I'm pretty sure last time that guy with the dreads was hanging out in the bathroom. Apparently that lady with the humpback likes to spend her time in the storage room. Guy with the guitar apparently hangs out in there. Here's the news. The anomalous heat is continuing to rise and the invasion of the visitors has shown no signs of slowing. Thus, the government has founded a new organization to address the emerging situation, Federal Emergency Management Agency, abbreviated as FEMA. FEMA employees can be identified by their hazmat suits and gas masks. The agency has already discovered a new way, dirt under the fingernails. I feel like, given the situation, I feel like everyone would have dirt under the fingernails to some degree. But sure. So for now, stay calm and don't leave the house. Next up, a crisis report regarding a pale maniac. Not disconcerting at all. Some ads. Brilliant. Okay, who have I got? I have Guitar Man. What about this room? No one in this room yet. Still interesting. Kitchen. Oh, these two are making friends. Okay, I don't really... Oh, that must be the Amogus Man. I was like, I don't remember letting you in, but okay. There's the lady with the hump. And there is the dude with the dreads. Okay. You know what? I'm going to talk to her again. What happened next at your house? Because I'm still a bit sus about you. After the man sat me down, some huge guy came out, blocked the exit, started talking loudly, acting like I wasn't even there, and then they started to touch me in the arms and shoulders, and then cheering. Okay, well, those guys sounded like assholes. I couldn't breathe. My heart felt like it was about to explode out of my chest. I wanted to scream or call for help, but my voice was lost in a sea of panic. I couldn't even make a sound. She's been through some stuff. It's going to be really awkward if she turns out to be a visitor. Sprinted for the exit. It was like the fear gave me strength. I ran and never looked back. Well, until the legs gave out. Why didn't the sun burn you up? I don't know. Not looking good for you, darling. I must have spent the whole night just lying there on the ground, and then... That's it. I might be a visitor. I remember my whole life. Well, I don't know if that means anything for being a visitor or not. I don't know. I don't want to say she is or not, because I've only done one test. Aura? Oh, don't be like that. I need to test you. The hands. I think that's fine. I think that's like normal looking nails. So she's probably fine. Oh, okay. No, that's saying that there is dirt. Okay. That's not what I saw, but okay. Again, I'll give her a chance. She seems harmless. Now this guy, I kind of want an excuse to kick him out, but, well, I say kick him out. This game doesn't really have a kick him out option unless someone else asks to kick him out. It's kind of either I like them or they get shot in the head. So it's kind of two very extreme ends of the spectrum. Sup, dude? What were you doing? Just at the movies? No more movies, that is probably true. TV just loops, yeah. The big shot saying now's not the time for fun. Well, I would debate that. I feel like in a crisis you still want to be having fun because otherwise everyone just turns to panic and then everything goes to shit. Booyah. Okay. Okay, sir. What is... we'll start with the teeth. His teeth are like normal. Oh, that's annoying. Popped a bottle with him. Okay, that can't be good for your teeth. I'll leave him alone for now. I don't like him, but he doesn't appear to be obviously evil. I feel she's a misdirection. Because, like, yes, she has crap on her hands, and yes, her teeth are fine, but she seems to be genuinely scared about the whole situation. So I'm not gonna, like, hold that against her. But if she kills me, that is an unfortunate judge of character. Oh. I think people are knocking on my door. I don't think I've got much more room in this house. Oh, okay. Hi. What do you, yeah, I'm not letting you in. Oh, that's unsettling. And very much sounding like a threat. You understand. He's so nonchalant about it. It's like, oh, we might try and destroy your house, but, you know, just letting you know, it might happen. I don't need anything from you. No, you don't. I'm guessing this is one of those people that you were saying is not a people? So, are you alone? No, I'm not alone. I actually have several people here who are not obviously evil. Okay. I didn't like him. Oh. You also seem kind of sus. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get much out of this person given that, you know, on the face. I don't think they're gonna be giving me much answers. I feel like this person might be, yeah, what am I supposed to do with you? Like, hello, welcome aboard, Corbin. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate a first-time chatter. Thank you for joining in on today's stream. We were playing Never Have I Ever earlier. I am now playing a bit of this. He's not a visitor. This guy is not I mean, I kind of feel like this one's probably, because this person seems like they're very kind of not happy with the situation. So I'm inclined to think that this person's probably fine. It was more the last dude, the one that was threatening to break down my door. I didn't really like his vibe. I don't really appreciate people threatening to kill me. Don't know about you. He's from another country. He can't speak English, but he's always human. Interesting. Did someone show mumbles while waving his arm? Yep. Can't be sure. Yeah, no, this one seems like they've been through some stuff. Cool. Okay. We meet again. Have I met you? What are we talking about? It is indeed my first time playing this one. Well, technically, I played like 10 minutes of it once before stream just to make sure that the game actually works for me. But in general, yes. I'm not usually a huge horror-y person. This guy never comes in, he tells stories. Interesting. I don't know how to explain it. Let's start with divination. Tell my fortune by choosing a page in this book. Where should I open to? Let's go in the middle. Who are you? Me, I am I. You are whom? Yes, a tragic story indeed. Yes, I am brought to tears by that story. It was simply heartbreaking. This is what awaits us. We've got 70 hours on this? That is impressive. I didn't know that this game went... I mean, I'm guessing... yeah, that is impressive. I don't have 70 hours on a lot of games. I want to. I would like to have more hours in a lot of games, but I've got... Unfortunately, my life does not allow me a lot of time, unfortunately, and what little time I have to use on other things. Got all the achievements. Playing for completion. Nice. Has about 11 different endings. Right, I am getting that vibe from this game. I feel like there is a lot of different ways this can go. What does it mean? Yeah, what does it mean? I just got vague statements, like a lot of divination. Need to think it through carefully. Do you have any insights to offer? No? What does that mean? Not for completion? Just loves the game? Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. If you love the game, that's as good a reason as any. Anyway, only came here to tell you something. Events will soon begin to unfold. That is not ominous at all. Need to be ready. It may sound strange, but the cat must enter. I'm sure that means something. I cannot yet explain how, yet I am certain it will help you. I will try to remember that. I need to let a cat in at some point. Did a guy show up asking if you were alone? Yes. He was actually the first person of the night for this particular night. I did not let him in. I do have a few people in the house at the moment, so luckily I was not alone. He was very unsettling, and he immediately threatened to break down my door. He breaks in if you're the only person in the house. I would believe that. He did kind of threaten he did comment on how sturdy my door was. And then he also said that he could hear whispers from other people in the house. So he's like, oh, okay, you're probably fine. If you say, yeah, if he breaks in, yeah. Can choose what you do with this information. I think I'll have to ponder on the deeper meaning of your divination. Cool. Okay. Well, that's not unsettling. So, on that note, I'll interview all of the people in the daytime. But what I might do is I might actually finish up stream for the moment because it's I'm based in Australia. Who have I got at the moment? I will tell you that, and then I'll finish up because I've got a. It's very hot where I am. I'm in Australia, and it's like 35, 36 degrees or something where I am at the moment, and I don't know how well my computer is going in the heat. I currently have in this room. I can't show you who it is because it's nighttime, but I have a lady with a humpback. I have a man with dreadlocks. I have a guy with a skin condition and another guy wearing an Amogus t-shirt. And in this room, I did have a tall man, but then I kicked him out for a guy who plays guitar. Whether that was the right decision, I don't know. So far, all I have established is that the lady with the humpback is suspicious, but seems potentially traumatized. Oh, do I have to do? Oh, that's annoying. I kind of have a feeling. I had a feeling that I might because I've tested her a couple of times. That's unfortunate. She's always a visitor? Damn. Yeah, the tests were kind of indicating that way. That'll have to be a tomorrow thing. Like an in-game tomorrow thing, because I did test her and she was like, oh, it's a shame. I liked her, but yeah, unfortunately her tests were coming back as suspicious. Which is a shame, because I was kind of hoping I could get rid of the guy with the dreads, but his teeth were fine. Yeah, I mean, I didn't check his nails, but his teeth were fine, so he's, I don't know about him. These guys I haven't had a chance to talk to. This guy's teeth were fine, but I haven't checked his things. No, that's all good. That's all good. There is a good, like, my memory is like dog shit, so I will probably forget by the, because I'm going to finish up now just so I can give my computer some time to cool down, because the fan is making a lot of noise, and I don't think it likes me streaming. I kind of did today as a makeup stream because I was going to do yesterday, but then I didn't. So I kind of did today because it was slightly cooler than the 38 degrees it was yesterday. But now my computer is making a lot of noise because it does not like this heat. But I will be streaming next time on, well, about 2 days. So it's my Monday morning is the next plan. Oh, thank you for following, Sky. I appreciate that. My plan is Monday morning. I'll probably be playing Mass Effect. I will come back to this game. Potentially either Wednesday night or Friday night. So this is my time. So if you're in a different time zone, obviously like Wednesday and Thursday, so today will be like this time of night. Monday will be my morning, so the other time of the other end of the schedule. But I will also just say with that latest follow, that has tipped one more person closer, because if you haven't seen, I do have on my About page, I've got some follower goals, just as kind of incentive for me, mostly. Just to help keep things entertaining. So my first follower goal is at 20, and we're very shortly off that now, but at 20, or at least the stream after I hit 20, I'm just gonna eat a lemon because I can. I don't remember what all of my my follower goals are. I don't have that page open right this very second. But I've got goals up to about 500. My 500 follower goal is a French maid stream, which is pretty self-explanatory. At some point I will be making a Discord. I think that's like 100 followers. And somewhere in the middle there, I'll be playing Subnautica, because that might not necessarily sound like much, but I have thalassophobia, which is an intense fear of the open ocean and the things that may be hiding within it. Because I nearly drowned when I was a child, and that wasn't, and like I've played bits of Subnautica before, and it was unsettling as it was. Oh, Corbin, thank you for following. I appreciate that. So that is actually, that may actually have me now on the, on that goal. So I guess on my next stream, I might be eating a lemon. Either Monday morning or the next stream. The next time that I stream, I don't have a lemon on me, so I can't do it now. But on the next one. So I will be doing that. I have double checked. My plan is to eat the whole thing, skin and all. Apparently, that's fine. I did Google that one because I was like, hey, can you eat the skin of a lemon? Is that fine? And they were like, yeah, you probably shouldn't, but it's fine. But yes, the Subnautica stream, I'm not overly looking forward to, but it'll probably be entertaining because I imagine I'll be jump scared a lot, because even just when I'm in the shallows of Subnautica, I am extremely unsettled, let alone when I start going into like deeper territory. So that is not a super fun, I mean, it'll be an entertaining game for stream, that's for sure. I know it runs on my computer. Whether it runs well is alongside a stream, because that is it's a little bit intensive, and my computer it's 5 years old. It was top of the line when it was 5 years old, but it's not. It's probably not the best at running like new things or running a lot of things. And if the games are a few years old or not overly intensive, it's probably fine. I'm probably not, for example, going to be playing like Ghost of Yotai on stream, because that is that's a bit too new, and that is probably a little bit too intensive on the old computer there. So probably not going to play anything that's quite that fresh. But in the meantime, so I'm going to finish up now. What I might do is I might raid out to someone. I'm just looking to see who is currently active, if there's anyone that I follow, if there's anyone who looks promising. My computer is taking its sweet time with doing that. Oh, apparently my connection is unstable now. Awesome. That is super helpful. Apparently my average bitrate is a little bit too high. Anyway, so raiding channels. Let us see who is live. Let's stick with that one. Okay, so there's a couple of people that I follow. One of which is currently playing Valorant, and one who is playing an RP version of Red Dead Redemption. What I might do, there's currently less people watching the one playing Valorant, so we might jump into their stream. I haven't actually, like, I follow this person. The streamer is Sid Vieira. She is an Australian streamer. I've watched her a few times. Generally pretty good. So I'm going to just jump into hers now. So if anyone would like to join in, feel free. If not, have a great night / morning, whatever time of day it may be for you people who may be watching. Thank you to whoever is watching. Again, if there's anyone who's not currently watching, feel free to follow along for more hopefully scheduled streams. And thank you for those that followed today for getting to that follower goal. I was not expecting that tonight, so I appreciate that. So I'm going to just jump into that one. Oh, you're Aussie as well. Nice. Oh, that was... Okay, so that stream raid happened very quickly. So I'm gonna say thank you again to anyone who followed along or watched for today. Have a great night. I will see you next time. Let me just find the screen. Keep it real, guys.